In 970 CE, the Fatimid Shia Caliphate, based in Egypt, defeated the Ikhshidids and appointed a Jewish governor to lead Palestine. In 971 CE, the Sarmatians attacked Damascus and briefly controlled Ramla, although eventually it was returned to Fatimid control. In 972 CE, Byzantine Emperor John I Tzimiskes led an expedition that reached south of Caesarea and Tiberias in Palestine. In 975 to 978 CE, Alptekin, who was a Turkish military officer from the Buyid dynasty, allied with the Sarmatians to conquer Syria and Palestine. In 978 CE, the Fatimid dynasty returned to complete control of Syria and Palestine, after conquering Alptekin and his ally, Is-al-Dawla. In 979 CE, Abu Taghlib, who was the leader of the Hamdanid dynasty, launched a failed attack on Ramla and was captured and executed. In 981 CE, the Fatimids put down a Bedouin rebellion led by the Jarahid clan, which was the ruling family of the Tay tribe, one of the three powerful tribes in Syria at that time, along with the Kalb and Kilab. In 986 CE, Orestes Hieremias is appointed Patriarch of Jerusalem. In 996 to 998 CE, there was a rebellion by the inhabitants of the port city of Tyre in modern Lebanon, near Palestine, led by a common sailor named Al-Aqsa who was assisted by the Byzantines. Ultimately, Tyre fell and was sacked, and its defenders were massacred or taken prisoner to Egypt, where Al-Aqsa was crucified and flayed alive, while many of his followers as well as 200 Byzantine captives were executed by Caliph Abu Ali al-Mansur, nicknamed Nero of Egypt. In 1007 to 1010 CE, Caliph Abu Ali al-Mansur had a tolerant attitude towards Sunnis and was less enthusiastic towards Shia, while his attitude towards the people of the book was very hostile. In 1009 CE, Caliph Abu Ali al-Mansur ordered the destruction of the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. William of Tyre, who was a prelate and chronicler, said that the destruction of the Church of the Holy Sepulchre by Caliph al-Mansur was caused by his desire to refute the ridicule that he was a Christian born of a Christian woman. In 1011 to 1021 CE, Caliph al-Mansur, who had the title al-Kim by Amr Allah, ruler of God's command, became more tolerant towards Jews and Christians, and hostile to Sunnis. Ironically, he developed a hostile attitude towards many Shiite sects, other than the Ismaili Shiites. It was during this period, 1017 to 1021, that the unique religion of the Druze developed as an independent religion based on the revelation, Kashf, of Al-Hakim as divinity. In 1011 CE, Abbasid Caliph al-Qadir, who was worried about the development of the Shiite Ismailiya sect promoted by the Fatimid Caliphate, held a meeting with prominent Sunni and Shia Imamiyya scholars, including some respected alids. The assembly later issued a proclamation known as the Baghdad Manifesto, which considered the Fatimid dynasty to be of Jewish descent and rejected the Fatimids' claim of being descendants of Ali and Fatima, al-Bayt, as false. In 1011 to 1012 CE, the Jarahids led by Mafarij controlled the entire interior of Palestine up to Tiberias and challenged the Fatimids by declaring their own caliph, al-Hasan bin Jafar, in Ramla. The Fatimid Caliph al-Mansur then paid Mafarij to end the rebellion, but soon afterward sent an expedition against the Jarahids during which they were expelled from Palestine. In 1013 CE, Mafarij died and was succeeded by his son Hassan, who regained control of Palestine. He entered Tay into an alliance with Kalb and Kilab, who dominated Syria. In 1021 CE, Caliph al-Mansur was killed and succeeded by his son al-Zahir. In 1021 to 1027 CE, Druze adherents faced extreme persecution by the new caliph, al-Zahir, who wanted to eradicate the religion. This was a result of power struggles within the Fatimid Empire, in which the Druze were viewed with suspicion due to their refusal to recognize the new caliph as their imam. In 1026 CE, Richard of Verdun, who was abbot of the monastery of Saint Van in northeastern France on a pilgrimage to Palestine. In 1027 CE, a treaty was signed between the Byzantine Emperor, Romanus III, and the Fatimid Caliph, al-Zahir. This treaty permitted the rebuilding of the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, and at the same time gave the emperor the right to appoint the Patriarch of Jerusalem. In return, Constantinople's mosques would reopen. Construction of the Church of the Holy Sepulchre itself only began in 1042 when al-Zahir was gone. In 1029 CE, the Bedouin coalition led by Hassan from the Jarahid clan was defeated by the Fatimids. As a result, the Fatimids regained full control of Palestine and Syria, while the Jarahids themselves moved their camp near their Byzantine allies near Antioch. They fought alongside the Byzantines in several confrontations with regional Muslim powers. In 1033 CE, an earthquake struck the Jordan Rift Valley, triggering a tsunami along the Mediterranean coast, causing huge casualties, around 70,000 people. This earthquake also caused serious damage in various places, including the Dome of the Rock and the Al-Aqsa Mosque. In 1034 to 1038 CE, massive restoration was carried out by Caliph al-Zahir after the devastating earthquake, including the renovation of the Dome of the Rock and the Al-Aqsa Mosque. In 1047 CE, Nasir Khusraw, who was a poet, philosopher, and traveler from Persia, as well as a Shia Ismaili missionary for the Fatimid Caliphate, visited Palestine. In 1063 CE, the Fatimids strengthened or rebuilt the walls of Jerusalem. In 1064 to 1065 CE, there was a massive pilgrimage of citizens of the German kingdom to Jerusalem led by various bishops in Germany. There were between 7,000 and 12,000 pilgrims, who came mainly from western and southern Germany. Apart from scholars, nobles, knights, and commoners also made the pilgrimage. During their journey, they experienced persecution in various places, shows the growing sense of insecurity that pilgrims have to face. In 1068 CE, an earthquake destroyed Ramla, killing around 15,000 people. In 1071 CE, the Seljuk Turks invaded much of Western Asia, including Asia Minor and the Eastern Mediterranean. They reached Ramla and surrounded Jerusalem. In 1075 CE, the Seljuks captured Damascus at a time when Palestine was hit by a severe drought. In 1077 CE, the Seljuks captured Jaffa. In 1092 to 1095 CE, Abu Bakr bin al-Arabi, who is an expert in Maliki jurisprudence from Andalusia, Spain, and a student of Imam al-Ghazali, lives in Jerusalem. In 1095 CE, Pope Urban II called for the First Crusade at the Council of Clermont. The ultimate goal was the Catholic reconquest of the Holy City of Jerusalem and the Holy Land of Palestine. In 1098 CE, the Fatimids besieged and retook Jerusalem from the Seljuk Turks.